10% of all the new cars sold in Iowa come from the Karl Auto Group. Our neighbors trust us to have the largest selection and the highest standards. To our current customers, thank you. And to our future customers, see for yourself why Karl drives Iowa.
Your dealer for life, it's the Karl way.
We know that carrying your groceries out to your car seems a bit old school. That saying hello and asking about your day feels like a thing of the past. Being best at fresh, it's not just a fad. Serving high-quality meat at affordable prices? Talk about a throwback. But at Fairway, that's kind of our thing. Because some things never go out of style. Friendly at Fairway. It's more than just a name.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cyclone Fanatic Postgame Show. I'm your host, Leah Nelson, joined as always by Chelsea Poppens in the Northwest Bank Studios. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to shout out our sponsors real quick before we get started tonight. Shout out Karl Auto Group. They're the presenting sponsor all season long. We are huge fans of Karl Auto Group, and they're huge fans of Cyclone Fanatic and the Iowa State Cyclones. And I want to shout out our friends over at Fairway Meat and Grocery. Seriously, check them out. Go do some grocery shopping at Fairway, especially if you've never been there. They're pretty awesome. Something that wasn't so awesome tonight. Colorado hands Iowa State their fourth loss of the season, fourth in a row, 68-62. Really tough game. Really, I don't want to say discouraging, but like as a former athlete, you can probably relate when you get in these kind of ruts and it just seems like there's nothing that you can do and you're just losing multiple games in a row. It is tough mentally, physically, emotionally, the list goes on. I feel for these girls, but I mean, something's got to change or it's going to be a long next couple of months. But you know, what were kind of some of your, I always ask you this, some of your initial thoughts right after, you know, time ran out?
I mean, in the beginning there was hope.
Yeah.
It was nice to see other players coming out with confidence. It's just too bad that they couldn't hold that confidence throughout the entirety of the game, all 40 minutes. I mean, they're in a rut. They're trying to figure out what works when their main primary players and primary scorers are out with injuries, and they're scrambling to figure it out, which, I mean, you can kind of see that out there with the loose ball handling, kind of getting sloppy, like lazy passes. It was kind of an ugly, messy game on both sides. and
low scoring.
Yeah,
for the
and
most
low
part.
scoring. I mean, our threes were hitting, so that's positive. But once again, like our free throws, 50% is not good enough. Those are unguarded freebie points that we need to be making. And not to mention like rebounds, getting out rebounded once again with 46-33. That's unacceptable. And then just like all the turnovers, it's kind of been a running trend in the last couple of games. Just a lot of turnovers that didn't need to happen. I just thought there was some IQ plays where maybe like the wrong decision was made to take a shot rather than to make one extra pass. Like there's some of those things where, like, if it was the starting five all season, they would have worked through the kinks of this already. But since like they're actively in real time trying to figure it out and trying to find a flow with a new five, like it's just chunky. And I think it's going to smooth out. And we talked about last time, I said like Sydney Harris has more to give. And I think she proved that with like 4 for 8 from the 3-point line when other people weren't stepping up and weren't making plays. Like Sid was trying to do her thing and trying to make something happen. So you see kind of like flickers of potential and flickers of like opportunity. And so hopefully we figure it out, because we don't know when Addie's coming back. We don't know when AJ's coming back. Yeah. And no excuses. Colorado error, like, yeah, okay. We've all done it. I've done it. I played in Colorado. And so you just got to push through. You got to dig deep.
You mentioned hope, which valid at the beginning, especially with how Sydney Harris came out, because she was off the charts. I was on Twitter following along what people were saying. And like, honestly, I kind of think what would have happened if she wasn't having her, A game, like it could have really gone downhill. And even Eiley Tanky kind of stepping up, which was really exciting. We've talked about her, like she had a lot more playing time last year, and we talked about this on the last show too. Like there's no more waiting for people to step up. Like you have to step up. You have to, because two of the best players, two of the starters are out. We don't know for how long. And obviously tonight, Colorado held Audie to single digits for most of the game. I don't think she hit double digits till
she was having an off night, that's for sure. And it was a lot of, like you saw it getting chippy down low. I'm like, yeah, like the refs could have called composed it a little bit better, but at that same time, like you just gotta be a more composed player emotionally and not try to like lean into dumb things like that, dumb fouls, dumb situations like that.
So as an athlete, and I can vividly remember also experiencing this, like not to talk softball, but like I remember it was either my junior or senior year, we could not win a game to save our lives. And I remember we finally won a game. We played horrible. We played a team that we should have beat by a billion. And we came out with like a walk-off bunt. It is what it was in Arkansas. And we were just so excited to have, a tally in the win column. And I feel like that's kind of what Iowa State is hoping for right now. And that's kind of what fans are hoping for, is they don't care what it looks like. They're just wanting to get back in the win column and see the Iowa State team that we're used to seeing. But how do you, and again, I'm going to repeat myself. I've mentioned this before because it's kind of like the games are repeating itself. But how do you mentally get out of a rut like this? Because it's like, you can see it on the girls' faces. Like it's tough. It's tough to lose 4 in a row.
I mean, honestly, it comes down to the heart. I mean, there was a season where we had 5-game losing streak in the beginning of Big 12 conference. I remember vividly the plane ride home at like midnight. Like it's not fun. It's quiet. Everyone's mad at themselves or mad at each other, and or rethinking like every possession of the game. And like the girls aren't taking joy from this loss, guys, as fans. Like they aren't just walking into the next game thinking they got it. Like they're dwelling and they're looking at the scout and they're looking at where they've made mistakes, and Coach Finley is doing his thing and trying to make adjustments and trying to get the girls to fall into the new game plan and the new way that their offense and defense. And so I like mentally they just got to dig deep and show up to the next one. Memory of a goldfish, find some heart, and want it more than the other team. Because honestly, that's what it's going to come down to. You can make excuses all day, but rebounds is effort. We've talked about that time and time again. That's work ethic. That's wanting it more than the other team, and it starts there. It starts on defense. Starts with not being lazy with the turnovers and then rebounding. So I think that's where it needs to start, and then offense will come.
There's a lot of season left as well. A lot of Big 12 games. But it is nerve-wracking because you don't want the season to continue this way because it would be really long. But it's also nice because you mentioned it before. A lot of these girls haven't really meshed super well together in the sense of like starting. You had that core starting 5 for 14, 15 games, and now all of a sudden 2 are out, and you have to try different. Like we even saw Reagan Wilson starting tonight. So it's going to be different. Coach Finley is going to have to try different things out, and I think giving those girls some grace too, because it's hard to kind of switch up lineups. And hopefully it works, and hopefully they mesh, and hopefully they can get it into Audie, but it's going to take a little bit of different time.
Yeah,
and if you're
sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
To put it in perspective, like this is one of the first games that they're like just figuring it out. Like,
Right.
the last couple games were scrambling, but I mean, this was the first one where you saw them actively, like we talked about last time, they need to start some practice, other players stepping up, finding that confidence to shoot, and it's finally translated to this game. So I think it can only go up from here.
Yeah,
as far
so
as
true.
players shooting their shot, creating a little bit more, and hopefully handling the ball a little bit better.
On a positive note, I do see like people stepping up, and I'm excited for other players to continue. I mean, we were excited about Reagan last game. We're excited about Sydney and Eiley. So I think it's exciting. I'm still feeling excited, and fans should be still feeling excited. A lot of season left. The girls are going to figure it out. It's Iowa State basketball. They get it. They know they can figure it out. It's only 4 losses, which is nice that we're like, oh, 4 losses. Whereas like in other seasons, it's been a lot different. So
yeah,
everyone stay positive.
And with every season and with every win or loss, you're going to get the, I mean, stay off of social media, stay off of Twitter, guys. You're going to get both ends of the spectrum on embellishing reactions. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the first time that we've done this. I'm a prime example, and it's not the last, and we still made the NCAA tournament. So there is hope.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, thank you, Chelsea. Iowa State takes on Oklahoma State next Sunday. So make sure you guys tune in. Shout out to Jake for producing tonight, and shout out to our sponsors, Karl Auto Group and Fairway Meat and Grocery. Go Cyclones.